tonight. A police officer accused of assaulting an off-duty soldier is found not guilty. A Moncton family shocked at being deported back to South Korea.
Anything that was currently mounted in your vehicle is fine. No radio.
Drivers hang up on the first day of the new law.
Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll have all of those stories coming right up for you. Plus, women in Fredericton between the ages of 20 and 24 could have a hard time finding the sexual health information they need. We'll explain why in a story that's coming right up. But first, a verdict in the longest summary conviction trial in the province's history. Fredericton Police Constable Stephen Stafford was charged with assault in the arrest of an off-duty soldier, Luc Bégin. Last month, Bégin was given a conditional discharge and 12 months probation after pleading guilty to one charge of mischief and obstructing a police officer. Well, today, Stafford received his verdict. Our Catherine Herrick was there.
Constable Stephen Stafford was found not guilty of excessive use of force during an arrest on July 18th, 2009.
My client is relieved.
Stafford's lawyer, T.J. Burke, spoke for him after the verdict.
You know, it's important to remember that the people who were charged with criminal offenses effectively put their lives on hold for 2 years. And Constable Stafford has had, you know, loss of sleep, you know, lack of confidence at times, stress on the family, stress at work.
This amateur video was shown repeatedly at the trial. Constable Stephen Stafford is seen kneeing a prone Luc Bégin. It was July 18th, 2009, outside a bar called Sweetwater's. Judge Jerry Mahoney said the average person would find the video repugnant and understandably question why it appears 3 police officers couldn't arrest one man without using this kind of force. But she also said she had to consider the wider picture, that it was outside a bar late at night, that alcohol was involved. She considered Luc Bégin's resistance to having his arms put behind his back and the volatility of the situation. 21 witnesses, multiple delays, and 11 days in court made it one of the longest summary conviction trials in the province's history. Many believe the only reason the case went to trial is because of the video captured by blogger Charles LeBlanc. He says it should be a heads up for all law enforcement.
The cops have to be very, very, very careful on the way they treat the visitors. People are watching.
Last week, Luc Bégin was given a conditional discharge and 12 months probation after pleading guilty to one charge of mischief and one of obstructing a police officer, both for minor incidents leading up to that July night. When the verdict came down, the courtroom was packed with over 20 officers offering a smiling Stephen Stafford congratulations. His mother broke down in tears. His father said he was just glad it was over. All declined comment. Catherine Herrick, CBC News.
Justified that he believed that the way that he acted was appropriate and based on his training.
Stafford chose not to speak with reporters, as did the Crown. Today's ruling was brief but well attended. More than 24 off-duty officers and several more in uniform were in the courtroom to support their colleague. No one, including a representative of the Police Officers Union, would agree to an interview. Luc Bégin was the man being arrested that night. He said he suffered 2 fractured vertebrae and multiple bruises at the hands of police. Charges against Bégin from the same night were later dismissed after he pleaded guilty to obstruction charges from a previous incident. The charges against Stafford and today's verdict are products of a modern society. The blogger who recorded this incident and police say the actions of officers are under constant scrutiny.
The citizens are watching everywhere they go. Everybody has a video camera, a cell phone.
The reality of the world that we live in now involves cameras, security cameras. We use those to our advantage on a daily basis. So, no, I don't think so. I think certainly the use of technology and cameras has been to our advantage.
Constable Stafford returned to duty more than a year ago after a brief suspension. His lawyer says it will be business as usual for the officer as a result of today's ruling. And when a police officer is charged criminally, any proceeding by the police commissioner, the body that oversees the police, is automatically put on hold. So Constable Stafford may yet have to deal with charges under the Police Act in this province, Steve. But given today's ruling, his lawyer, who just happens to be a former Attorney General in this province, believes that is unlikely.
Andy, thanks very much.
You're welcome, Steve.
CTV's Andy Campbell in the newsroom in Fredericton for us tonight.
Certain distance.
Okay.